So welcome everyone tonight to meditate, to recreate. So just by way of introduction, the word recreate means or can mean to form anew in the imagination. And so tonight, as with all of our recreate practices, we are going on a journey in our imaginations. And we're going to get comfortable when we do that. This particular practice by the third space is one of our holistic practices, and that means that we flow out of the philosophy of Shalom, which is the philosophy of peace, and peace of the Hebrew origins, which is a holistic peace of body, soul, mind, and spirit. So this particular practice will flow out of all of those things and touch on all of those different things. So everything that we do in this meditation practice is an invitation. You're very welcome to turn your cameras off if you'd prefer to do that. No worries. And rejoin us at the end of the meditation if you'd like. And if you're asleep, no problem. That's also okay. So, everyone. Oh, it's a bit quiet, is it, Grace? Yes. Oh, that's a bit hard, isn't it? Okay. One sec. Just one sec. So, getting into a comfortable position tonight, and you might like to change that position during this particular meditation, and you'll be invited to do that at the right time, but getting comfortable right now. And we're going to begin tonight by anchoring our attention to either our breath, our body, the sounds around us. Anchoring our mind, meaning that we keep coming back to whatever it is that holds us in this place of stillness. So just beginning by paying attention to our breathing. Just noticing what's happening. What's happening with the flow of air in the body, in and out. If you're like me, you just rushed to get here, or maybe you're a little anxious, had a stressful day. Just beginning to pay attention. Just noticing without judgment. Noticing your body. What's happening in the body? We're going to begin at the top of our heads, and we're going to scan down over our bodies. When we get to different areas, we're going to pay attention. Is there stress or tension or perhaps pain in particular areas? And we're going to stop in our mind's eye on those areas, and we're going to breathe. We're going to breathe, and we're going to imagine the flow of oxygen flowing into our mouth, down deep into our lungs, and flowing from our lungs through our heart to every corner of our body, every extremity, every organ. So beginning with the top of our head, where our hair joins our scalp. Noticing flowing down over the front and back of our heads. As we flow down our forehead, noticing what's going on in our forehead. Are we frowning? if we notice, we just let that go, releasing that frowning and flowing down over the skin that covers our cheekbones and our jaws, and just noticing again, is our jaw clenched? Has it been clenched today? Perhaps giving the jaw a small wiggle from side to side, up and down, just really releasing those joints. Down the jaw to our chin, just allowing our mouths to fall open. Maybe the breath switches momentarily from the nose to the mouth, but just letting the chin and lower jaw drop open. And as we do that, we just release the tension from that part of our face. Flowing down the back of our heads now, just vertebrae by vertebrae in our neck, one by one, focusing our attention one by one, noticing the muscle in our neck and the way it flows down into our shoulders. Most of us will carry tension there. Most of us will carry some kind of emotion in the muscle between our shoulders and the top of our neck. We're going to pause here for a moment and release. Releasing those muscles, just letting go of the tightness. And imagining that wonderful oxygen-filled blood traveling to those muscles. Perhaps traveling up to the space between our shoulder blades. And taking a deep breath in, drawing the air all the way down into the lungs. When we exhale, just allowing the space between our shoulder blades to open up. Expanding that space, just really releasing with the breath out. Moving now around to the heart space. And as we take a deep breath in, we might push that heart space out a little, really drawing the air in and allowing the chest to open right up. When we exhale, we might like to verbally blow the air out, nice and loud, a big sigh, breathing in and then breathing out. And again, breathing in, audibly breathing out. Taking a moment now to pay attention to our soul. What is going on in our soul today? Just noticing without any judgment what is the primary emotion of this moment. Just allowing a word to bubble up in our mind. What is it that we're feeling today? No judgment, just acknowledgement. Maybe it's a combination of emotions. Just observing them, noticing the emotion that our bodies feel, the emotion that we're carrying. Now, in our mind, we're going to see that emotion or those emotions as leaves that are going to float down and away on the stream of water, naming those emotions, then releasing them into the flow of shalom, into the flow of peace. As we breathe again more deeply this time, slowly drawing the air in all the way down to our bellies. Just seeing if there's other emotions or thoughts that bubble up into the conscious part of our mind. Taking a moment for that. And where we might be hanging on to those emotions. Perhaps they're good emotions and it's good to hang on to those, or positive thoughts, not letting those ones go. But perhaps the ones less welcome at this time, just releasing them, perhaps breathing out loudly or using our imagination to let them float down the stream. Giving the opportunity for our soul, our heart space, and our mind to come to a place of gentle stillness. And if you're struggling to do that, just acknowledging that that's where you're at today and that's okay. Just not judging ourselves in this moment. We are accepted. We are whole. We are not less than. As we begin our journey further into our imaginations, perhaps we might like to connect with the divine. invitation to do so. Spirit of the Eternal One, we invite you into this space, this sacred space. Help us be renewed as we journey in our imaginations. Taking a step out onto the path in front of us, we begin walking. It's the very end of the day. Our pace is steady but slow. The light is fading. The sun has dropped down beyond the horizon. The first stars begin to twinkle. We walk along the path in front of us. And as we continue to walk, we find ourselves in a green place. Not that we can see the green because the sun has dropped down. It's lush and comfortable underneath us. So we decide to take a seat and then lie down. Getting comfortable, we lie back on the slight incline. Getting comfortable, evenly resting our bodies on the earth beneath us. We feel the weight of gravity on our bodies. The gravity caresses us. It draws us down towards the earth. We feel its tenderness, but we feel its strength pulling us down, soaking up the stress of the day, inviting us to let go of our anxieties, of our worries, of our fears. The gravity invites us, pulling our bodies down. And we choose in this moment to let go, to release. Our bodies feeling safe in this moment, in the ever-present pull of the earth. We notice the rise and fall of our chests. As gravity feels like honey, soothing our bodies. We imagine that soothing feeling in our souls and in our minds, releasing the emotions and the thoughts of the day and allowing ourselves to come to that place of stillness. as we enjoy the earth's caress, that force that draws us down. We allow our spirits to look up. Our minds to begin to see. The sky above is bright with stars. Tonight the moon hides. The stars shine bright. The darkness all around us here on the earth is overshadowed by the brightness and the wonder of the stars above. And as we lie looking at the night sky, we sense a presence with us. It is the presence of wonder. Wonder has joined us. Wonder is with us. Wonder is looking up at the same stars that we are seeing. And begins to point things out to us that we've never quite seen before. With great delight, wonder points out the shooting star that flashes across the night sky. So bright, like a fairy tale with its tail stringing out behind it. Wonder laughs in great delight. Glancing to one side, wonder points out a distant galaxy, a cluster of lights twinkling in the night sky. The sphere all around is full. And we feel wonder's thrill and enjoyment and excitement. That presence next to us. We feel that connection. And wonder's joy is seeping into our souls. Such pleasure in this moment, such pleasure to be shared. Such awesomeness all around in the night sky. Wonder whispers to us words of ancient wisdom. Speaking to us, wonder says, the celestial realms announce the glory of their maker. The skies testify of the great work. Each day pours out more of their sayings, and each night more to hear and more to learn. Inaudible words are the manner of their speech, and silence their means to convey. Yet from here to the ends of the earth, their voices have gone out. The whole world can hear what the stars say. Eternal One, Wonder says, you have set your glory in the heavens. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is the human race that you are mindful of them? Human beings and all creation that you care for them. We gaze into the heavens, no limit to our imagination because there's no limit to those spaces. Wonder by our side. We enjoy the music as it begins to waft across the field, soothing our souls at this time. with wonder by our side, we draw our attention very gently and slowly back to the flow of breath, in and out, as constant as the rising and the setting of the sun, in and out. Releasing that last bit of emotion and anxious thought, and receiving in return the gift of shalom. As we draw the breath in and out of our bodies, we very gently, very slowly allow our consciousness to rise, and with it, the tender opening of our eyes, coming back into this sacred space of communion with others. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.